Hello, my name is Angela Hunt. I'm a BSN student from Indiana State University. This is my health education program for community health nursing on the effects of screen time on school-age children. Please take a minute before viewing this presentation and click the link below to take the pretest. This will test your knowledge of screen time before viewing the presentation. And then when you're finished, click the link below for the post-test to see what you have learned about screen time. Also, there's a link below for a handout for information that you can take with you, share with your children or friends. What can you learn from this video? Some learning objectives are that parents will be able to define screen time and recognize commonly used devices. Parents will be able to explain the purpose of a media plan and recite the definition. Parents will be able to identify the recommended hours of screen time for school-age children, and parents will be able to identify the recommended hours of screen time for children 5 and under. Parents will also examine and recall the adverse effects of excessive screen time on school-age children, and parents will be able to utilize techniques to help manage or reduce screen time at home and employ techniques to make screen time more beneficial. Let's begin by defining screen time. So what is screen time? Well, screen time can be defined as any time spent viewing an electronic device with a screen. And examples of these are televisions, computers, video games, tablets, and cell phones or mobile devices. Children today are natives to this electronic world, which means they're born into it. And because of the prevalence of all these devices, the age of exposure to screen time is getting younger. Parents' usage around their children is also causing exposure at a very young age. Did you know that in the 1970s, the age of exposure to screen time was 4 years old? However, today children as early as 4 months old are exposed to screen time. The main reason for this is because of mobile devices. They have caused an increase in screen time, and toddlers are using these devices daily. So how much time are children spending on electronic devices? Well, children aged 8 to 18 are spending an average of 7.5 hours a day using electronic devices, and this does not include time spent for educational purposes. So what is considered excessive screen time? Well, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, children aged 2 to 5 should only use screen time for an hour a day, and this should include high-quality programs that are educational and age-appropriate. And examples of this would be Sesame Street or PBS. Parents should also view the content with children of this age so that the child can understand the content. Children age 6 and older should have limits set on the amount of screen time and make sure necessities are met, such as sleep and physical activity. Also, you want to make sure the content is also age appropriate. So what are the risks of excessive screen time? The major risk or adverse effect of excessive screen time and the most discussed in research is obesity. Obesity from screen time is related to increased high-calorie foods and beverages, which is basically junk food and high-sugar drinks, inactivity, and disrupted sleep. Obesity is linked to many serious health issues such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety, depression, along with low self-esteem. Excessive screen time is also associated with sleep disturbances, such as sleep anxiety, waking up at night, and just a decrease in hours of sleep overall. Studies show that for every extra hour of screen time, bedtime was extended by 5 to 10 minutes. How this occurs is the artificial light that electronic devices emit is a blue light, and it affects the body's circadian rhythm, which is basically the body's way of telling us when to be awake or when to be asleep. Melatonin is what's produced in the night, and this is what makes people sleepy. However, when Playing with electronic devices, artificial or blue light interferes with this and doesn't cause it to be produced, which makes a person stay awake. Behavioral problems, including anxiety, depression, and aggression, can also occur due to the lack of sleep itself, the excessive stimulation, or violent content. And it's important to note that lack of proper sleep itself is also linked to obesity. Self-esteem can also be affected in the teenage years. However, parents, it's important to note that increased use of screen time can also be an early sign of low self-esteem and not directly correlated to screen time use. Cyberbullying is also a concern for older children that visit social media sites, interactive video games, and texting. Digital eye strain or computer vision syndrome is another issue that children complain of when on electronic devices, and symptoms are dry eyes, headaches, and sometimes shoulder pain. And if you look to the picture on this slide, you can see where posture used when on mobile devices could cause headaches, neck pain, or shoulder pain. What can parents do to reduce screen time at home? Well, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, they recommend parents have media-free zones and media-free time together. For example, no screen time at the dining room table or no screen time in the bedroom. Parents are encouraged to also co-view high-quality programs with their children or co-play content. Also ensure your child gets 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night, and this depends on the child's age. Promote at least 60 minutes of physical activity a day. Parents can also demonstrate healthy screen time behavior by setting limits on own personal use. Strive for balance. Children learn from watching parents, so be aware of your own screen time and be a positive role model. Parents can also develop a media plan. So what is a media plan? A media plan is a personalized plan for families to use to structure screen time based on family values or preferences. For example, no screen time at the dinner table or until chores and homework are completed can be implemented. But the purpose of a media plan is to help parents and children become aware of screen time usage and to help ensure a balanced, healthy lifestyle. Parents, just make sure to talk to your children about the effects and of your concerns. Get involved with what your child is doing when on electronic devices. And remember, balance is key. So now that we've talked about all the adverse effects and risks of screen time, you may be thinking, is all screen time bad for my child? And the answer is no. Screen time can be used for educational purposes. It promotes new ideas and learning experiences. American Academy of Pediatrics states parents can make screen time even more beneficial by establishing a media plan to keep balance and encouraging playtime of at least 60 minutes a day, and making sure screen time is not always done alone. You want to co-view with your child. Know what types of media your child is using. It also provides social interaction for teens. And video chatting is beneficial to all ages because of the co-viewing, short time, and the social interaction. And most importantly, do not use screen time to quiet your child. Where can I find more information on screen time and developing a media plan? Well, below are 3 websites that are very useful. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the CDC both contain policies on recommendation, media plans, and how to set boundaries for a healthy lifestyle. Healthychildren.org is a great website if you want to visit to establish a media plan for your family. Remember, parents, children are still growing and learning. Even on electronic devices, parenting is important, and balance is the key to a healthy lifestyle. These last 2 slides are references for the PowerPoint and for the brochure. Thank you for watching.